Alright, so I switched back to the 2012 theme to talk about troubleshooting whenever you do switch a theme. Sometimes when you switch themes, the way that things kind of display is a little wonky, and then you have to do some troubleshooting. So I'm going to show you an example of that. I'm going to go here to campus name again, and then I'm going to go to themes, and I'm going to select a theme that I know is going to create that for us. So the 1140 Pro theme, if I go into live preview, right? It'll show me this, which looks pretty okay, right? If I save and activate it, and then I visit it again, you'll notice that all of my sidebar items that used to be here are now up top. That's a common thing that happens, and that's because the widgets that were assigned here have been assigned to another area that has widgets, and they're kind of conflicting. If this happens, don't freak out. All you have to do is go to your campus's name, and then after you hover over it, select widgets. And now, if you look, you'll see that now on the right-hand side, these are all of our sidebars that we have available to us. And sidebars are basically just areas where you can add any widget you like. So you'll see that this particular theme has about 5 or 6 sidebars here. And the first one is header right. And so header right is basically at the top of your screen. It pushed all of the widgets that you had on the right-hand side up there. Usually you'd put kind of maybe a search bar here or just something else, and that's why it's looking a little wonky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch all of my widgets from header right, where they don't belong, into primary sidebar. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to actually click and drag them into the next box. Right, and so you'll see that we have a couple of custom menu widgets, as I was explaining before in the talk about menus, and a search widget. And now, when you drag them, they are automatically saved. You might have seen a little circle, kind of like a little loading thing. That means it's already saved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and visit my site now that I dragged everything down. And now you'll see, right, that the site looks correct. So we have all of the resource by type and resource by focus here, as they should be, as well as the navigation doing what it's supposed to do. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty much how you're going to troubleshoot whenever you see anything that's that obviously not correct. Another thing that I would like to mention is that it's important to know what widget areas you have available to you. So we have all of this stuff here in this sidebar on the right-hand side. But what if we went back into widgets, right? And instead of using the primary sidebar, we put them in the secondary sidebar. Let's see what happens. Now, I mean, even if it doesn't come out perfect, this is a really good way to kind of figure stuff out. It's just to kind of play around. So now that I put them there, I don't see them at all, right? So some pages will not display the secondary widget area, and that's fine. If it doesn't, then just go back, and you're really just rearranging that way. Now, in some cases, you have footer area widgets, and I'm going to show you that those are actually pretty useful. Usually you'll put stuff like affiliates and whatnot, but say you did want to put kind of your custom menus down there. I just want to show you how that's going to look. We're going to drag these in, and right, all of your stuff will be in the footer. So you can experiment with different configurations, whether you like to have all of these things in the footer, or if you like to have some in the primary sidebar. It's really, I mean, up to you to have fun and see what it is that you really, really like. I'm just going to play around with this a little bit more. And again, the only way you're going to figure out is by changing the stuff in the widget areas, looking at the way it displays by clicking on your campus name and going to view site. And then it's up to you. Just have fun, play around, and if you run into any issues, as usual, you know who to call. Bye-bye.